And the invitation of President Vladimir Putin to his counterpart Nicolas Maduro to the next BRICS summit generated expectations in Venezuela, with the likely entry of the country to the Organization of Emerging Countries. Let's see the details in the following coverage from Caracas with our correspondent Ignacio Lemos.
The Venezuelan economy recovers despite being hit by the blockade for years. The central bank announced that the country achieved 13 quarters of economic growth, and the GDP ramped up from 8.40% to 8.78% in the first quarter of 2024.
I think the trend is upwards. Let's hope that by 2025, our economy improves even more, that we surge our economy even more, and that Venezuela be more developed.
There are still challenges in the process of economic reactivation. The Picadilly company trades locally produced shoes imported from southern Brazil. Its owner refers to the hurdles imposed by the blockade, such as the need to triangulate the maritime transport of the merchandise so that it arrives from a neighboring country.
The merchant ship has to, instead of sailing along one sea, which is this one, it has to travel on another sea and has to transship in Cartagena, and that represents more cost on the freight side, not more on the shoes, but on the freight, and it implies more time to reschedule the orders. It is a month and a half, a month and 10 days for the merchandise to arrive, when in the past, if it came by this sea in 10 or 11 days, the merchandise was here.
New routes of international cooperation are open for Venezuela. President Nicolas Maduro was invited to the BRICS summit in the Russian city of Kazan on October 23 and 24. According to Foreign Minister Ivan Gil, the country is already in the organization's orbit.
We have the support of all the BRICS members. I was in Russia a few months ago and met with all the foreign ministers. With the 10 foreign ministers of the BRICS, we have noteworthy support for Venezuela to work with the BRICS. In fact, we are already working. Our ministers are attending meetings of the BRICS. We are participating in the commissions. We are participating in the exchange of information.
Russian President Vladimir Putin deems that Maduro's participation will enrich debates and help identify promising areas of multilateral cooperation.
For Venezuela, as for many countries globally, the strengthening of the BRICS and joining the BRICS would bring multiple benefits. First of all, full inclusion into a new dynamic of international economic relations based once again not on the exploitation of the population, but on cooperation, on the development of all in a world of equals and, secondly, in a much safer world.
The entry of Venezuela into the BRICS Plus means a leap over the barriers imposed by the blockade and the possibility of opening trade to an organization that comprises 45% of the global population.
Well, it'll be very positive because Venezuela will be able to export everything we produce here and not necessarily with the US currency, the US dollar. We can export with our own currency, and that will be an advantage for Venezuela, both for importers and exporters, a leverage for Venezuela, and it will further be paramount for our region since Brazil and Venezuela, if they are in that connection with the BRICS, it will be very crucial.
Venezuela's impact on geopolitical and energy matters turns out to be a fundamental factor for cooperation in a group of countries of the global south that is growing rapidly towards leadership and world trade.
Ignacio Lemos y Marcos da Silva para teleSUR.